Imagine if you saw your property advertised for a sale. Denver area realtors say they're actually seeing an increase in seller impersonation scams where the fraudsters try to sell property they don't actually own. We asked our real estate expert to weigh this growing crime, and Lane Lyon is a realtor and managing broker at Coldwell Banker. Good morning, Lane.
Hey, Jordan, thank you so much. You know, the Secret Service has put out an advisory about this, and we're starting to hear of real estate companies across the country that are seeing an increase in this crime.
So how does it all work?
Well, it starts off with something pretty innocent. In fact, we've seen cases here locally where a real estate agent got a lead through an internet website of a person over the 4th of July weekend claiming to be a landowner in the foothills west of Denver, wanting to sell that land. The real estate agent says he had the same name as the owner of record on the taxes, ended up listing that land. That person signed our listing agreement electronically, put the land for sale on the MLS. Got a little suspicious, though, when she got another internet lead from someone also wanting to sell land using the very same verbiage and language. She eventually tracked down the real landowner who had no idea who she was or that his land was being sold illegally. They were able to stop it, which is good. But Jordan, there's cases that go all the way to closing. One, in fact, locally where they were just about ready to send the money and the title company caught it just in time.
This is so bizarre, but at the same time, apparently it's so common. There's actually now red flags that people say this is what you should watch out for.
There really are some commonalities that these scamsters really are kind of using, so you want to make sure that you're aware of them. First of all, they tend to look for vacant land or second homes, so no one's going to be home, right? They can't really verify. These are properties that are typically paid in full. There's no mortgage. All the communication comes through emails, so they can't really verify that way. And this is a big one. They want to list that property under fair market value. That was the case in the agent that I told you before. They wanted to list $100,000 under fair market value. Jordan, they're not worried about the value. They want a quick sale and that they want that money sent to them as fast as possible.
That should be your biggest warning sign right there.
Nobody
puts it on undervalue anymore.
Not really. No, we don't see that.
Yeah. So talk about the fact that these scammers seem pretty smart. What can be done to protect ourselves from becoming a victim of this?
Well, the main thing is that title companies are trying to step up security. They are being vigilant. The company that I work with a lot, Guardian Title, they will actually work with that person who claims to be selling, but then also send a letter through snail mail to the address, just verifying. And that way, in case there's an issue, someone's going to say, hey, this is not me, just FYI. Also, you can go to your county. There are counties across Colorado that will allow you to sign up for a notification if anything is recorded against your property. And a good old-fashioned Google alert is what I'm trying to say there. That way, in case your address gets listed on the internet, you're going to be notified. So you might want to sign up your addresses that way.
All right, we have about 30 seconds, Lane, but I want to pick your brain because we've also been reporting this morning that the Fed is expected to raise interest rates once again today. What is your advice to people looking to buy homes with the news of this?
Don't totally panic. We knew this was coming. So this, we hope, is going to be one of the last times we see the Fed raise interest rates. While not directly tied to mortgage rates, we may see a little bump in the mortgage rates. But we've been planning this. A lot of lenders have been planning for it. So some of those rate increases may already be baked into the current mortgage rates. We'll just have to wait and see. We're writing this out, Jordan. But we know with inflation also coming down, as you reported. That's a good sign as well, and we might start to see things ease off after this. We got to wait and see.
All right, let's figure out what other news of the day we can ask you to weigh in on.
Oh, gosh, we could go on forever, Jordan.
We really could. All right, Lane, thank you. We appreciate your time.
Have a great day.